Hi everyone, this is Arcadius and welcome back to Naval. Today we will be attempting the Earnest level of the final event mission, that being for the Duel of the Ages event, and we'll be trying to win using the top tier France battleship, or French battleship France. So the ship is pretty decent, I would say. However, I've had mixed results with her in events. She has really good secondaries, her AA is not important, really good shell velocity on her guns, and her armor is good, and health points good, and speed is good. I am actually going to use the speed boost instead of the main battery reload booster because there's not actually many chances that you can use your reload booster that would make it effective, and you're actually going to want to have a good out. So for example, in yesterday's video, when we tried to use H-42, we got to a point where we were just being overwhelmed by the smaller caliber guns on the super cruiser and the super destroyer. With the speed boost, I have the ability to hopefully get out of range quicker so I can hopefully survive, but we shall see. So today's video is going to be the Earnest, and we will see what we have to go against there. Alright, so we have a couple teammates today. Wasn't able to get another fourth teammate, but we have a Savitsky Soyuz sister ship Slava, as well as a Yamato sister ship Musashi. And we have Coral Sea, we have 3 Montanas, we have 2 Wisconsins, actually it was 4 Montanas, Des Moines, and a Gearing. So the same kind of setup as we had yesterday. And we have, actually let me focus on getting in position first. A super carrier, we have an Ekaterina, Project 24 Kremlin, a super cruiser, 2 Stalingrads, and 3 super destroyers. And we do not have any Hydra this game, so we will have to keep an eye out for any kind of possible torpedoes that come our way. We don't actually want to be too fast right now and outrun our team, so we're gonna just slow down for a little bit, pop our seaplane in the air to help with any kind of AA defense. Let's see, do we have any AFKs today? There's the Musashi, and the Slava is over there. She's also in the game. That's good. Alright, so here comes the first couple of missiles. Alright, and here is the first cruiser. Well, actually, that's the battleship. The cruiser should be showing up right there. So let's see if we can take her out of the game really quickly, because she's only going to make everything worse. A Citadel for 30,000 damage or so. That definitely helps. Trying to see if she's angling or turning or not. Looks like she's trying to. So let's see if we can just send a Sev out towards the Kremlin here and see what we can do there. There's a big mix of ships here. Got 23,000 damage. I'll take it. Alright, so there is the... Is there 2 of them? Oh, there is 2 of the Stalingrads. Oof. That's going to be tough. Alright, so let's see if we can get another sub out towards them. Slava's heading away from the team. I don't really want to do that. Actually, we're going to have constant broadsides, actually, if we keep going this way. So we might as well. Let's send another Salvo out towards the Stalingrad. I don't think I'm actually giving enough lead, believe it or not. These ships seem to be really fast. Yeah, definitely not enough lead. Just a 1 overpen and a ricochet. Alright, we're going to turn in a little bit, activate our speed boost to go to full speed, which we may end up regretting, but we'll find out. Alright, so the Project 24 battleship is almost down. I think my teammates can actually handle that. We're going to try and take on these Stalingrads, hopefully getting some decent hits in this shell. That was a good lead. Oh, yep, there we go, Citadel, I'll take it. And the first, well actually no, it's the third ship to be sunk already, Jesus. And everything else is pretty much running away from us. So that is the problem with this mission. If you go on the wrong side, you're going to be playing catch up the entire game. So we're going to start turning in and heading towards these ships now. Pretty decent damage on that salvo. 23,000 damage at that kind of angle. I'll take it. I don't know what the bow and stern armor of the Ekaterina is, so I don't know what ships can actually overpen and overmatch her. But it seems like the 450s that France has are plenty capable of doing that. Well, it's hard to tell right now. Okay, so the Project 20 or 66 ship is coming in for a nice broadside. Maybe we can punish that. So they're eventually going to hit the edge of the map and we'll have to turn, such as the ship is doing now. Hey, another Citadel, awesome. How much health does this ship have? 100,000 health? That's a ton of health for a cruiser. I don't even know if that's just buffed because it's an event. I actually think that might just be the normal health this ship gets. Alright, so we're going to slow down a little bit here because we don't really want to get too close to any of these. Double Citadel, I'll definitely take that. This ship is more like a battleship than anything, honestly. I really hope the ship comes out in the game soon for player release because it's going to be a really fun ship. Also, the secondaries opening up at 11 kilometers. 11 kilometer secondaries. Oh, I don't know. My shells are going towards the carrier, it looks like. That's not where I wanted them to go. And you can just see how much damage I'm taking from these secondaries. I'm not actually being shot at by anything else except just these secondaries. Though this is the sister ship for Moskva. I think? It's hard to tell. Oh look, I'm already at half health. But there we go, we were able to finish her. And now I need to stop getting closer. Because I need to get out of here. Let's just go. Alright, so I'm going to try and work on this Ekaterina a little bit while I retreat for a moment. And put out the fires that are continuously popping. Alright, so it looks like those were all ricocheted. And it's time to go. Activating speed boost. I know I have armor piercing loaded, but that's all I have right now. It's time to leave. And I'm probably going to be set on fire in a couple seconds, honestly. Alright, so there's missiles. Yep, there's the fire. Trying to do a little bit more damage. We're still just not gonna... I can't get away from these guns fast enough. But we were actually able to get another one. Though I don't think my team can actually win this. Though there are still 2 teammates, so we'll see. Let's see what else we have. We have the Moshi Mosh right here at long range. Coral Sea is definitely going to go down, that's not a question. We have the Slava, and we have a bot Montana. It's still possible to win. However, I don't know what the percentage of actually doing that is. It's down to the skill of these 2 players. So I tried to stay at range with France, but then they all kind of rebounded and I couldn't get away fast enough. You really don't want to be close to any of these ships. As you can see, the guns on these ships are ridiculously strong. I'm not even sure if that Musashi is doing anything. Seems to just be sitting there. I mean, she's keeping her distance, but if she doesn't do anything, it's not worth it. Alright, so the carrier went down. Oh, she is shooting. Some pretty decent damage, it looks like, on the destroyer. And the Montana's keeping the attention of the super cruiser and the carrier, it looks like right now, though the carrier is not going to do much anyways. It's just there for fighter support. It has triple squadrons too, that's pretty nice. And the Bot Montana is deciding to shoot the carrier instead of the cruiser. I mean, it still needs to sink, but it's not the highest priority ship. There's a couple more missiles coming in. Boom. Alright, so let's see what... Actually, we're going to go to the Slava, because that one has broadside on the destroyer. And it looks like they're going to be able to take her out. Though I would be careful of torpedoes. I don't know what the range is on those torpedoes, but they do come at you for a pretty long range. Right, high explosive. Good damage. And then the Musashi finished it up. The Montana went down. So there's only the super cruiser, a super destroyer, and a super carrier now. And this Soyuz really doesn't want to be this close to them, so hopefully they'll pull back a bit. I guess you can take my ship as an example of what not to do in this event. You don't really want to get that close to them. So there's the super carrier. I mean, like I said, you're still going to have to end up sinking her, but she's not going to do anything offensively to you. She's there for defense, I would say. Armor piercing. Let's see how that works. Pretty decently. That was at least some citadels. The carrier might be the easiest super ship to sink, but she's also the most worthless super ship to sink because she can't actually do anything. I don't know if she has any secondaries. I haven't really gotten that close to her, or at least not close enough to have the ship use them. But you don't really want to be close to her regardless. More broadside. Those were probably over pens and pens. I don't think there was any citadels there. How's our Musashi doing? Full speed, back towards the game. She's not in range yet, but she will be soon. But for right now, it's only going to be the Soyuz. Hopefully this Soyuz can actually take out the carrier before the cruiser and the destroyer are sighted, because that would make everything a lot easier. Right, some more broadside damage there. How's our Moshi? 25 kilometers out. She should be in range soon. I think Super Yamato has like 26 kilometer range. Yep, Moshi is in range. She's turning to unleash a broadside. Well, that cruiser is actually a lot closer to her, so I think she's going to start firing on the cruiser. The Soyuz is shooting the carrier again. Actually, no, she's shooting the cruiser. Alright, so they've determined that the cruiser is the highest priority, which is true. Musashi's slowing down. Salvo out. Don't know if that's high explosive or armor piercing. You can't really tell with the sister ship of Yama. Pretty decent damage. Soyuz should be reloaded soon. It's being shot at by the secondaries on the cruiser. Just doing pretty decent, well, continuous damage, even though it's not a lot. I would start maneuvering in order to avoid any torpedoes coming your way, which looks like what she's doing. Alright, so the Musashi was able to sink the cruiser, which is good. More damage on the carrier. Don't know where that destroyer is, though I feel like it's going to pop up close to the Musashi. Yep, there we go. I bet they're going to switch their target, though honestly I could understand if they take out the carrier first because it's so low health right now. Alright, so let's see what targets. Yep, it looks like they're starting to shoot the destroyer now. Because the secondary is going to tear the Soyuz apart if she doesn't get far enough away. The amount of damage that these guns do is really, really powerful. I feel like they don't need, between the missiles that they shoot out, you don't need a really long range gun. Alright, so the Soyuz is focusing on the destroyer while the Musashi finished up the carrier. So now it's only that one super destroyer, which honestly could sink both of these ships still. You just use the gun on the Soyuz, burn her down, and the missiles and a possible torpedo hit or two on the Musashi, and she could still win. Well, let's see what unfolds. She's in the smoke screen right now, I think, so we can't really see her. We still have over 15 minutes in the game, though, so we'll definitely be able to slowly whittle her down if we can get eyes on her. Let's see here. Slava's pretty low health, so she does have to be careful here. Because if she loses eyes on this destroyer, then that means the Moshi will have to push in. Alright, so we have eyes. Being shot at again. Alright, so another salvo is out. Good damage. Let's see, what does the Moshi have to say about this? Can she do anything? Well, she is in range. Alright, so the Slava is being worked over pretty hard, and I do think she's going to go down because she's within the 14-kilometer range of these guns. Though it looks like they did stop firing. Maybe she's undetected? No, she did just fire again, so now she's sighted. So that was a miss. Oh, more shells coming in. I did get some hits there. She should be pretty low on health. So actually, Soyuz might actually be a pretty decent choice. I was kind of on the edge about her because of her armor as well as her main gun firepower, but that shell velocity is going to be very, very important. And this also makes the case for Ohio as being a good ship as well, considering she has good guns, even faster shells, and to an extent better armor. So even though this Musashi is playing really, really passively and will actually help us win this game, I do think she could have been a little bit more aggressive. But I mean, I can't really say she did anything wrong. She's still alive at the end of the game, and we will still win. So at that point, there's not much to complain about, but I would have liked to have seen a little bit more support from her. Alright, so now we just have to get eyes on that destroyer. Musashi does have her spotter plane up. Soyuz, I think, actually has her dive bombers up. Let's see. Yep, those are the dive bombers. You can't really attack any of the super ships with aircraft because of the strong anti-aircraft defenses each of these ships has and the ranges that they can shoot out to, but they can at least be used for spotting. Moshi is slowing down to try and dodge any torpedoes that are coming her way. If they are, you don't, like I said, you don't know until they're right on top of you. Doesn't look like the Soyuz has another heal. So she has this amount of health for the rest of the game. They will need to sink her in order to win. So they do kind of need to push in. I'm going to pause the video until they have eyes on this destroyer again. Alright, so that didn't actually take too long. There's eyes on the destroyer right now. She's already being shot at, or shooting at the Musashi. Let's see if they are able to take her out. You can just see how fast the health on this Musashi is whittling down by such a small gun. So there's some shells from the Soyuz. Here's the Moshi Moshi. Doing quite a bit of damage, actually. I think the last two salvos from both of these ships should be able to sink her. There's more shells from the Soyuz. Let's see if she can get nailed by her. Yep, there we go. Awesome. So we do have a win. So Soyuz might actually be pretty decent. Same with Ohio. Pretty much any ship that has fast shells can do a ton of damage. So we did win, though I didn't really do much in order to help with that, unfortunately. 207,000 damage, 2 ships were sunk, 49 shell hits, 6 citadels, 1 fire, 65 secondary hits. Yep, bottom of the team in regards to actual players. Musashi actually sank 6 ships, so she did a lot more than I thought. Alright, and damage-wise, 181,000 damage in armor piercing, 19,000 damage in fires, and only 6,700 in secondaries. But we did a lot of damage to those Stalingrad cruisers, so that definitely helped a lot in late game. But as you can see, that mission is not the easiest. As I mentioned in yesterday's video, Montana is going to probably be your best bet for any kind of victory. But it looks like Soyuz and Musashi are pretty decent as well. So with that, I will wrap up today's video. If you liked the video, make sure you like and subscribe. And join me tomorrow while we attempt the ultimate mission for the event, which will be the final mission for this event. So again, thank you and take care.